Welcome to today's explainer, everyone. We're diving straight into a strict, documentary log of the proprietary market DNA geometric system. Specifically, we're documenting the asset XAG, Cycle 3, Phase 2. Now, I want to be crystal clear right from the start. Our goal today is entirely observational. There's real value in keeping a meticulous, emotionless log, and the elegance of this system is honestly fascinating to observe. We are simply recording visible, user-provided data, laying it out to give you a precise look at this geometric model in action. To really set the tone, we're anchoring our presentation on the market DNA logo, which is a great reminder of our clinical, neutral approach today. We are not conducting technical analysis, fundamental analysis, or quantitative pattern recognition. There won't be any comparisons to external methods, we will absolutely not reverse engineer the model, and we certainly aren't making predictions. We are only here to record what's visible. What you see is exactly what's been provided. Nothing more, nothing less. Before we look at the parameters, let's lock in our essential disclaimers, because they illustrate the strict boundaries of our explainer. First off, this is absolutely not financial advice. This analysis is strictly part of a public model documentation effort. Second, within this system, leverage above 10 is completely prohibited. And finally, you should never invest essential personal funds. Keeping these rigid rules in mind really helps us view this data exactly as it's intended, as a pure, objective logbook. Here's our quick roadmap for today. Number 1, Phase 1, entry parameters. Number 2, risk and position sizing. Number 3, cycle targets and scenarios. And finally, number 4, Phase 2, boundary contact. Section 1, Phase 1, entry parameters. Let's look at the chart initially recorded on March 18, 2026. Notice the visible start points provided here. The chart is fixed and complete. We have the primary entry labeled M, located at $76.1151. Right below that, we have an optional secondary entry labeled P of C at $67.0833. Now, P of C may or may not be reached, but both M and P of C are designated exclusively as Phase 1 parameters. Keep in mind, these phases are labels. They aren't chronological. We aren't assuming any future movement or simply logging these exact fixed coordinates. Moving forward, let's document the core geometric variables derived from those entry points. As you can see right in the table, the mean entry sits at $71.5992. The trapezoid time duration is exactly 30 days. We also have a third triangle domain percentage. That's calculated as 2 times 14.56%, which gives us 29.12%. And finally, we have a risk coefficient of 1. These parameters form the strict arithmetic foundation for the specific cycle. Section 2. Risk and position sizing. Right here, we're going to log the specific arithmetic driving the risk preview and sizing. For this part of the documentation, the system provides a mandatory rule that must be stated exactly as written to ensure absolute adherence to its calculus. So here it is. Both trade sizes are calculated using the hypothetical capital, the investor's maximum allowed drawdown, the third triangle domain percentage, the risk coefficient, and the contract size. Let's break down how those exact inputs populate on screen. We're anchoring the math to a hypothetical capital of $100,000. The expected maximum drawdown is capped at 5%, which translates to $5,000. The system operates on a contract size of 10,000 ounces. Applying those earlier parameters, the expected low price is mathematically calculated at $50.7495. This is purely formulaic, taking our given constants and displaying the resulting output. And that brings us to the definitive, calculated output of this geometric risk system. Based on that $100,000 capital and the $5,000 max drawdown, applied against the expected low price and contract size, the system calculates a position size of roughly 0.02. Divided equally, each trade size equals exactly 0.01. This is a fixed mechanical output of the model's arithmetic. There's zero human emotion or subjective interpretation here. Section 3. Cycle targets and scenarios. With the sizing strictly logged, we transition over to the predetermined geometric targets. The system identifies 3 specific visible boundaries based on its simple arithmetic. Target 1 is the mirror, or lower trapezoid boundary, at $77.4. Next, target 2 sits at apex N at $87.12. And the final boundary, target 3, is positioned at the trapezoid top at $95.57. Again, these are simply geometric labels acting as fixed coordinate targets within the system's framework. Let's take a look at the hypothetical outcomes based strictly on those targets. Scenario 1 assumes a single entry at M with a full exit at target 3.
The expected profit there is $1,945. That's an expected annual return of 23.6%. Scenario 2 looks a bit different. It assumes entries at both M and the secondary PC. The exits here are at target 2 and target 3. In this case, the expected total profit jumps to $3,949. The system documents the expected return here at 29.5%, which annualizes out to 35.89%. These are simply the stated mathematical outcomes mapped directly from those fixed parameters.
Section 4, Phase 2, Boundary Contact. Now, let's see how all this builds to the current observable state. Here's the updated snapshot logged on April 9, 2026, stating strictly what is visible on the screen without any extrapolation at all. The price has reached Phase 2. It did this by touching the trapezoid lower boundary at exactly $77.4. The chart is fixed, it's complete, and we are not modifying any candles or price data. If data isn't visible, it's simply not shown. We are just logging the direct observable contact with this defined boundary. As our documentation log comes to a close today, if you want to dig into further public model documentation or review related geometric records, head over to the official source website. Just navigate to www.marketdnaedge.com. You can access more documents there and maintain your own visual system logs. To wrap up today's explainer, I'll conclude this logbook exactly with the system's own defining question: maintaining our strict neutrality. With the trapezoid lower boundary contact officially logged, will the next phase be Phase 3? We are navigating the market to see what happens next. Thank you so much for joining me for this highly focused look at the data. Keep organizing your information, and I'll catch you on the next explainer.